It's C-Doc Again is brought to you by Hackensack Brewing Company and their Imperial Pilsner Auga, which was created in honor of the legendary DJs, The Awesome 2. It's also brought to you by Chuck D Spit Slam Record Label Group. The Spit Slam Record Label Group, a Chuck D situation. Catch us on your favorite streaming platform, on Bandcamp, or visit our official web store at spitslamrecords.com. All releases are available digitally or on CD, with select titles available on vinyl and cassette. The Spit Slam Record Label Group. Throwback to the future sound.
It's C-Doc again.
Well, hello, friends. Welcome to another Tuesday night. It's C-Doc again. Yes, I am your host, C-Doc, the host of this show, hip-hop aficionado, if I do say so myself, president of the Spit Slam Record Label Group, which was founded by Chuck D, the hard rhymer, and producer, filmmaker, yada, 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 among other things. I do a lot. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about other stuff. But I don't do it alone. Nope. We have three of the Fantastic Four in the house tonight. Please let me introduce them. My friends, first up is he has one of the most incredible Instagram accounts, and if you don't follow him, you're a sucker. He also founded a great podcast in its own right, People's Distinctive Travels. Ladies and gentlemen, from New Jerusalem, please welcome Ultramag 7.
What's up, Doc?
What's up, bro? How are you?
I'm chilling.
Word.
Let me just say this.
Yes.
One of your biggest fans and one of Haybert Flex's biggest fans. I produce a podcast for her.
Yes.
So shout out to my homegirl, Miss Justice, and the I Can You Can podcast. So I think we'll have a new episode out tomorrow where we talk about prison reform, what's going on in jails. We have a segment. We talked to this brother named Face, who's incarcerated in a New Jersey prison. So we get him to call in like whenever we have an episode, and he gives us the lowdown on his situation. He's innocent, so we're trying to help him with this case. But shout out to my homegirl, Miss Justice. I Can You Can podcast. Check it out. It's streaming everywhere but Apple right now, because Apple is funny. We're trying to figure that out, but had to put that in.
Don't get me started on Apple, bro.
Yeah, Apple.
I'm having my own issues with Apple right now.
Bro, Apple is the worst. They're the worst.
And that's actually the streaming service I have. And
okay. Yeah.
I'll talk about that in a minute, but we have our comrade, our other comrade joining us tonight. He is the president of Rap Station, which was founded by Chuck D, Internet Radio. He is the man behind Hip Hop Gods, which is going, I forget how many years, 16 years strong, Flatline, I think. I don't know, something like that. 12, 16, 25. Okay. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Flatline.
And here we are.
Flat Lizzle.
I'll get the years right.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
So,
like
how are you, sir?
12 years of the show.
12 years. That's right. Okay. Yeah. Yep.
I'm doing all right. A little tired, but I'm here.
Okay.
I'm power through.
Nice. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hype Style in the house. Bobby Simmons. Hey.
All right.
The Stet Funky. Hey, let me just say something. Bobby, stick around because we might need you. But Bobby had a live the other day, and Bobby was saying, "Hey, he wanted to get back on." So, Bobby loves us.
Bob.
Yeah, Bobby's family.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Brian Sanchez, what's up from Albuquerque, New Mexico? Hello. And Vengeant One was in there early. Yes, what's up? And of course, our man Hype Style in the place to be.
Of course, Hype Style.
Yes, we're waiting for our guest. I don't think we've heard from him yet. So,
Okay.
yes. So we'll hang tight. Hopefully, Illigy will be here to talk about his music. In the meantime, in between time, I'm going to rant a little bit about Apple Music. That as some of you may know, Spit Slam Records released, and I have a copy here. Let me grab it. I'm not prepared because I wasn't going to talk about this, but I'm going to because why not? Spit Slam Records released the B-Boys We Get Down album, their first album ever. Donald D, Brother B. They started in 1984, and it's only been 40 years, but they finally released their first ever album.
Right.
And we are at Spit Slam are very proud to have put it out, and Flatline's going to mention it here in a minute when we talk about the show. But so, not only do we release everything on CD, or almost everything on CD, we also release things digitally. And every digital platform that we use, our aggregator uses, release the record except for Apple Music. And I think, because I've been trying to get answers for, the record dropped not last week, the week before. I've been trying to get answers, and I checked in again today. And so I think the issue was, which doesn't make any sense, and I'll explain why in a second. The first song features another friend of the show and another fellow Spit Slam artist, which would be Half Pint, Son of Berserk, featuring No Self-Control fame. Well, she spells her name half, 1/2 pint, half pint. And they think that caused a problem. The slash caused a problem, which doesn't make any sense to me, because we just released a couple weeks ago an EP by Half Pint and MC Glamorous. Right. Their name is spelled the same way.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. Okay. Come on, Apple Music. Do me a solid here.
So, can we look and see if there are any Little Half Dead albums?
I'm sure there are. Yeah, I can check right now. Yep. Shout out to Sugar Bear. He's in the house tonight. Talked to Bear.
Sugar Bear.
Yep. Sugar Bear working on getting us some future guests for the show. So, let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Little Half Dead.
Little Half Dead.
No problem at all. And like I said, Half Pint is on here. The Half Pint Glamorous album, it's there. Half Pint has a single on there that even predates that. So I don't know.
Apple.
Yeah. Apple.
Apple.
Gotta love to hate them.
Hey, Apple Dapple.
Flatline. Hip Hop Gods.
Well, I got some beef too, actually.
Oh, okay. Before we get into the Hip Hop Gods, please explain the beef.
Well, it connects. I went to upload my show to Mixcloud like I always do. I've uploaded hundreds of shows there for years now. Yeah. And for whatever reason, it said, nope, can't play this show. It's blocked. And I was like, really? Wow. And I tried it again and it was like, nope, denied. So my new show is on SoundCloud, the Hip Hop Gods SoundCloud account, which works, but I don't know. It's just it doesn't make any sense. Again, it's one of those things what is the reason?
Right.
Pretty annoying.
Didn't you say that Mixcloud, there was another issue recently with Mixcloud?
Yeah, if you play the same artist, it thinks it's an album and then it will take it down.
Yeah.
But that's not the case with my show this week. So
no. I mean, you can run down. Let's talk about your show real quick. Let's run down what you played on that show.
Let's run it down.
Yeah.
A lot of new music. Dazzy D, the B-Boys featuring Ice-T and Chuck D, Craig G, K-Rec and Mocha Only featuring Dinko D, MC Lyte, The Alchemist featuring Havoc. Black Medine featuring Sadat X. Produced by C. Doc. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
I've heard of that guy.
Yeah. The High and Mighty featuring Breeze Bruin. Emily MC and Rockwell featuring Bahamadia. Blue and Exile featuring King Crooked and Corrupt. Lords of the Underground and Snow Goons. Analog Mutants featuring Phil Most Chill. LL Cool J. And MC8 featuring Trouble Kid. That's all new music.
Wow.
New music.
Bananas. Like, yeah. I barely talked on the show because there was so much that I needed to cover.
Wow.
Is that? I saw a video for a new Dazzy D song. I wonder if that's the one you got. That joint is
I
hot.
saw your comment. You said the flow was crazy, and
it's crazy. Yeah, Dazzy, you got one right there. That one, I like that.
Yeah. Shout out to our homie Dazzy D.
Yep.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that yet. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yes.
Yeah, he got one right there.
Yep. Yeah. I'll tell you what. Lots of dope new music, man. I'm not mad.
Yeah.
Not mad.
Crazy.
I'm not gonna say it.
You say it. You say it all the time. We got to remind the people.
You know, it's a renaissance of sorts. Let me tell you something. It was actually last week, and friend of the show, it's CDOC alum. I was talking. I got a call. Looked at my phone. It's Prince Power Rule.
Oh, wow.
And he and I had a nice hip hop conversation. We talked just hip hop. I told him about my whole thing with the Renaissance, and it's a good time for really a good time for independent artists because there's no borders.
Yeah,
and for someone like him, he's been in the game so long. You know who your fan base is. You know who your pocket is. So just serve as the target, get them the music. But shout out to Prince Power Rule, Leftovers NYC. That's a good brother right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Word up. Super great dude.
Yeah.
Also shout out to the homies Black Medine. Their new album just dropped this past Friday, When All Else Fails.
And it's dope.
Thank you.
It is. It's a great album. I put my order in yesterday for that and the B-Boys. So.
I saw that. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll remind you later that you can just ask me and I'll get them.
No, I'm just gonna send the money anyway. I don't care. We appreciate the support.
Yeah. As every artist does.
I mean, that's what to me, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny about it is that I was listening to. So for those of you who don't know, this is Black Medine's fourth album on Spitslam. They had done everything then kind of themselves before that a few years back, and then we had collabed on a song. They hit me up and I produced a song for them featuring the late great granddaddy IU. And they wanted to work together some more, and so I produced an album called Dangerous Art Form back in 2019, I think it was.
What an album!
And and I said, "What are you guys going to do with this?" Because that was the early days of Spitslam, and they said, "Well, we'll just kind of put it out ourselves." I said, "Are you interested in being on this label?" Because they kind of fit the mode and template that I was trying to build. And they were ecstatic and they said yes. And so since then, that was the first record. We've done 3 more albums together. And so I was going through listening to some of the songs on their last album, which is escaping me what it's called.
Amongst the something.
Amongst the Living Dead.
Yeah, right.
Yes. And I don't know if I sequenced that record, right? I produced about half of it and I sequenced that record. And I'm wondering if I messed up. I'm wondering if I goofed in the sequencing because it makes you wonder. You never set out to make, and I'm not saying it's a bad record, but I'm wondering why that one didn't click the way this new album clicks, and it got me thinking about why certain albums work the way that they do. Song selections, the way the record is sequenced, and how intricate and interesting a process it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because that record was, when I listened to some of the songs, I was like, wow, I really like this song. I really like this song. I really like this song. But I also remember thinking after that album came out, I was like, I kind of liked the album before better. And granted, this is all personal preference. So it was just kind of like, it was interesting to me why sometimes things work like they do. And so far, the reception for this new album, When All Else Fails, has been ecstatic. Like, people, Flatline, you hit me up. I've had other people hit me up. Like, somebody hit me up. The man that actually came up with the idea for the show, So Chuckified. Shout out to So Chuckified. Hit me up today. He's like, yo, this Black Medine record is bananas. And I was like, oh, wow, really? Okay. I'm like, so it got me thinking, really thinking about how that stuff works, and when and why doesn't it work sometimes?
Right.
You know? Yeah.
Yep. It can make all the difference.
It can.
And MC Lyte's new album sequenced, I think, like perfectly. LL's album, the way that flows is great. Blue and Exile's new one, the way that flows is great. And it doesn't sound, it sounds like an album. You can appreciate it when you're just listening to it start to finish.
Yeah.
So, which is how I think album.
Yeah.
Listening.
Yeah.
I know, and I know we're from a generation that came up on albums.
Yeah.
And so, even though hip hop began as a singles in a singles market, and but when it turned into an album medium, those guys were just, that stuff was really important in the way those records were put together, those classic albums that we came up on. And that's been very influential to me too, the way that I work and put these records together. So
yeah, you can hear it.
Yeah. I try, man. I try.
Yeah.
So.
There's an art to it, because there's certain albums that I'm very cognizant of it, and either way, whether it's sequenced superbly or something I used to do back in the day, I'd make my own edit. I'd cut out a lot of stuff. This might be blasphemy to a lot of people, but MF Doom's Food. Some of his not really the songs, but the skits. I felt some of them for me were too long, and I wanted to get back to the music. So I would remove some of that or something. So I get it.
Is that the sequencing in that record is a little weird too, because isn't that the album that, like, there's songs and then there's there's like skits all in a row in the middle of the record?
That's what I'm talking about. That whole skit in the middle, it was like too long. It was too much.
Yeah.
And I get it, and I love the artistry of it and everything, but I'm like, as far as listening, I remember that album was one I was like, I have on my my music files, I have my own edit of Food that I listen to. Yeah.
No, I did the same thing with Most Def's Black on Both Sides. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I made my own edit of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. And you know what else too? Actually, a record that I think that I love the songs, but I think the sequencing is wrong, at least for me, is Don't Sweat the Technique.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We talked about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that.
Agree. Totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just feels like they threw it all in there, and we need to put this up.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I took time and made a like my own sequence of it. And I was like, wow, this plays totally different.
Yeah.
I can understand that. Yeah.
So, yeah, interesting. I'd like to hear your version of food, Ultramag.
Oh, it's basically the same thing. It's just missing I think it's. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I think either I cut those. I don't know if I removed the whole thing, but I cut it. The one when he does the big electric company, they use a lot of pieces from the electric company skit, and I took a bunch of that out. I'm like, yeah, this is too much.
It's too much. Yeah,
it's too much.
I remember thinking that when I heard it. I haven't heard that album in a while. It's been a long while. So, but
that was Doom was on fire at that time. He was like, he was on fire.
Man, was he ever?
Yeah.
Yep. Crazy. Yeah. So, hopefully our guest shows up.
Well, you wanted to. So, what you said you wanted to talk about? Low end theory, which is we can have a nice conversation about this.
Celebrating an anniversary today.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. The Low End Theory celebrating an anniversary today. On this day in 1991, it was released.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about it before. People have talked about this record before. Game-changing record. I did listen to, I went on my bike ride today. Please check out Sway in the Morning's interview with LL Cool J.
Dope.
Did you listen to it?
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
And Q-Tip calls in.
Yes.
Yeah,
which is great. He was like a little I don't know, reserved or something, or I don't know what it was, but it was still cool.
Yeah,
it was great.
It was very cool.
Yeah.
I forget what I was going to say. Oh, anyway, but yeah, great interview. But it got me thinking about, Q-Tip and Tribe. Oh, welcome back.
I'm sorry. My mother was calling me.
Oh, that's all right. Hello, Mom.
She's dead.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
The show just took a terrible turn. Yes. Anyway, check out the LL Q-Tip. It's on YouTube. Sway in the Morning. It's good. It's definitely worth a listen.
Yep.
The insight LL gave to that new record.
Mm-hmm.
The recording process.
Yeah.
Man, I was just eating that up. That was so great to hear.
Yeah.
So,
it was very cool. Yeah. And it was very cool that Q-Tip held him to a high standard. He just didn't.
And you can tell. You listen to that album, you can tell.
Yeah.
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 That's important. And the other thing that L said, which is again is interesting, and it goes back to what I was just talking about with records, is that L said, yeah, maybe I did some records that didn't hit right, or maybe they weren't up to par and stuff. He admitted it.
Yeah.
And so that's always interesting. And go ahead. What were you saying?
No. Good. Finish.
Just that. I know that nobody, when you're creating things and you think it's right at the time, it's interesting that I don't know what changes. It's really had me thinking a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You do something that feels right at the time, but then, as time goes on, do you still feel the same way about it? I just went through the process of remastering my group, The Impossibles. It's the 20th anniversary of our second record, Slave Education.
Did Did you finish?
I finished, yes.
Wow. Because the last time you were talking about this, it was
It was not good.
Very dark.
He was in a dark place.
Yeah, I was in a very dark place. Yeah. I was just like, oh boy. I just wanted to be done with it. Well, because so it's coming out on October 4th on digital platforms because it's been gone from digital platforms for I don't know how long. But I decided to, since it's the 20th anniversary, I decided to go in the archives. Yes, Nat, exactly. I decided to go in the archives, collect B-sides, remixes, all kinds of extra material. And I went back to the multi-tracks and I down mixed, which I had versions of songs that we did live, but I didn't have everything. So I down mixed instrumentals for the whole album. Oh. And so that, and then remastered those. So that was interesting. But oh man, what a process, because going through that record, I didn't want to listen to it anymore. And because every time I listened to it, I heard the mistakes. You know, it was just mistake after mistake. And I'm just like, oh, I wish I could change that. And for a minute, I was kind of like, maybe I should just do a whole new version of this record. And then I thought, I don't have time to do a whole new version of this record. Yeah. Maybe for the 30th anniversary, God willing.
You
so
can
we
start
have
on
the
it now.
director's cut or something.
Right.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to start on now. I don't want to fucking touch that record. I just so yeah, because again, when I did that record originally, he was like, oh, it's our epic statement and artistic statement. And now I listen to it, I'm just like, oh, why did you do that? Like, why? You know, why did you put that on there? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? There's a lot of records that I go back and I listen to, and I'm like, that still holds up. You know, I really appreciate the creative choices I made there. You know, it's always a surprise too, the older things get when you go back and listen to something you worked on and you don't remember things, details. Yeah. And you're like, wow, that was like, you know, that was cool. Rediscovering it. Oh, I forgot I did that. Or I listened to some the other day and I was like, I did that? What? I don't even remember doing that. So it's kind of neat. Well, as we wait for Illegy, I don't know if he's going to show or not, but you know, we got another friend of the show here. Might as well bring him on because he'll get us up to speed on some things. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show from Stetsasonic, Daddy-O.
There he is.
Three of my favorite guys.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
It's funny when you get over 60, right? The friends that you I don't know, what do you do? Get, absorb, ingest. I don't know. I got too many words in my head. But yeah, the friends that you make. Nice, right? I should have said that first. The friends that you make when you're over 60 is very interesting because you weed people out differently.
Yeah.
Like you are really less prone to the bullshit.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
So it's kind of easy to. I don't want to say it because it sounds stupid, but it's kind of easy to sniff out a snake.
Yeah.
Especially when you get my age.
That's
why I say three of my favorite guys because, you know, yes, we met through music, but you know, we fuck with each other, we talk, and we talk about all this type of shit. It's dope. It's dope.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the skinny. Doc, you way too fucking hard on yourself.
Well, okay, now let me ask you. Have you gone back and heard things that you're just like, I should have did that differently, or it doesn't hold up the same way? I mean, I know we change over time.
Nah. The only thing I'd be thinking is that the record should have been bigger. Like that's all I ever think. Like whenever I do something, I always think that, and I only think it And I think for you, Doc, um, you should adopt some of this, but I only think it because I have certain heroes, right?
Yeah.
So some of the shit that I make, I probably wouldn't even made it if those people wasn't my heroes.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what would I be, me, as a producer who never even wanted to be a producer, right? I learned that shit from Paul and DB, like, just watching them and, like, oh, shit. Like, you know what I mean? Paul's, like, 17 and shit. He's sampling shit and all that. Like, yo, what are you doing? And then he knows records. Like, it's crazy because he's a teenager that knows records.
Yeah.
Right.
That's like some, for me, like a guy that had a stick of 45s in his house when he was young and all that. That is like, you know, that's like, oh man, that's dope. You know what I mean? So I watched him. I'm sorry, I gotta fix this thing, man. Figure out how to make this thing. Oh, where am I? I missed it. You know what? I am going to hold this in my hand. All right, so you know what I mean?
Here we go.
But yeah. But you only made the records you made, Doc, because of like whatever influences you had.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
That's true.
So sometimes those influences records, sometimes it's some guy at a bar that plays a damn guitar every week. It doesn't matter. Sometimes it's some DJ. Sometimes your influences are outside of music, but they still influences.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
you do what you do. And the thing that came to mind is, and this is just me and my tech business mind, is there's a book that I really love. I don't know the author. But the name of the book is I Sing the Body Electronic, right? And it's about a guy that spent a year at Microsoft, just walking around with Bill Gates and you know, seeing what happened and all of that. And Microsoft developed a process that the app developers later on would make a staple, and it was called Just Ship. And so that's why you see updates. You see updates because people ship. Now, what I will say is this. In the event that because we're in this digital era and you know how we get down, in the event that you feel like remixing one of them suckers or doing it again or whatever, hey, feel free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you think it was something you missed, make it again.
Yeah.
I always say about us rappers that we don't have the problem of not having good knees that basketball players have.
Yes.
So Sadat X sounds like Sadat X.
Yeah.
Like, huh? What? Like, you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, Chuck sounds like Chuck. It's most of us, you don't really hear that much. LL sounds like LL. Like, you don't really hear that much of a difference.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And there's some kind of undertone, some rap, something that holds, oh shit, that's Daddy, or oh shit, that's Paz K. Like something there's something in our voices that do that. At least those, and I know that's all the type of people that you've always wanted to work with.
Yep.
So those people are still available and remixes are still available. And there's some crazy stuff we could do with 2 tracks right now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I got a guy that does that Ep152 thing, man. That guy really could strip them tracks down to stems and all that. You know what I mean? So, but don't, you know, you did what you did because you had what you had and you felt what you felt, and that's it. And you live with that. You know what I'm saying? You kind of want to live with that and in a much more progressive state, because I don't use comparison a lot, but in certain places, my therapist taught me that. In certain places, I throw it in, right? And at times, you do have to kind of line yourself up and say, "Man, I am that good."
Yeah.
You know, and that's always with either what you put out or what never came out. It's always that.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's always that. But you do have to step up on a pedestal sometimes. And I know sometimes for artists, and all 4 of us are, for artists, like we into the art, you know, You know what I mean? Like, it's hard. It's a hard thing to do, but always remember that we are in an existing business.
Yes.
We didn't create the music business. We just, we happen to, some of us just, us and our homeboys in the lunchroom and something happens. Some of us always wanted to be musicians. Some of us, like Bobby, went on tour with Lilo Thomas and a bunch of R&B singers and all of that, but still was involved because he was in the name. We all came upon this thing in a different way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the truth. But we did do something, like we did something, and that's the one part that you gotta hold on. Like, at some point you gotta find some point where you say, I did that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I did that. And I don't care if somebody's around, I don't care if nobody's around, I don't care if people hear it, I don't care if people don't hear it, but you just gotta say that to yourself. And that'll ease it off. You may still feel some of the things you feel like, oh, I could have did that. But I think even with that, Doc, it's you thinking of what your ability is now.
That's exactly it. That's exactly what it is.
And I just need to say something.
Yes.
Speaking of stepping up on your pedestal, three of your favorite guys, what the fuck am I?
You were not.
You wasn't even online. You wasn't even online. And I'm so old school that I probably wouldn't call you a guy. You know what I'm saying? Because I still use the word retarded. I still use the word retarded like I use do and don't.
Just checking.
I mean, for me, you don't want to start me with, the two gender thing and all that bullshit. You know what I mean? We could go there. We really can't.
You
know how I do. You know how shit.
You know we love you, Jennifer.
Jen, I was just talking about them because it was only us four on. That's all.
I know.
All right.
I'm just a little bit.
You know you got my heart. So don't worry about it.
Yep.
Bye.
There she go. Look at this. That's crazy. But now that's crazy. All right, so I got y'all here live. Yeah. I know y'all probably talked about it, but talk about it with me a little bit. Let's talk about a couple of albums. Let's talk about the LL album first.
Let's talk about the LL album.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
What do you think, Daddy-O? I haven't heard your opinion.
I'm dying to hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
It's weird because I have pretty much the same opinion for LL's album, Lyte's album, and Rakim's album.
You like Rakim's album, if I
recall. And so I feel like all three of them are masterpieces. Like, to me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To me, just to me. Like, but it's hard. It's a hard thing because I want to divide the fan and the critic and the producer and the rapper and all of that. I want to divide those two.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really friggin' blurry line. You know what I mean? So I do have to question myself, is it what I want people to feel about my album? Like, I haven't heard from him. I don't know, that first thing come out their mouth. He still got it, like it went somewhere. All of that type of stuff, right? And then, and then I it kind of settles into, like, is it what I wanted? Which you don't really know what you wanted. You ain't heard from us forever. But is it what I wanted? And is it what fits into that category for me? And I do think that all three of these records, besides for Lyte's is an exception, but I think part of it is because she's a girl. I really do believe that. But some of what these people are doing on these records, namely LL and Rakim, I think that people look at it like, oh, I should have had more, or I should have had different, or both.
Hmm.
You know, I don't know if they wanted any different from Rakim, but the most thing I ever heard is, "Oh, why so many features? And I only got a little bit of the God MC and blah, 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 blah." That, that's what I hear, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was my thing too.
It's amongst the three of us.
Yeah.
But I think it's a genius move. I think he's the only one out of the three that even gave any promise of coming again. I think it's up for grabs to see as to whether or not Lyte and LL take these records and say, you know what, I'm going back to my voiceover career over here, my radio career. I'm going back to my acting career, and y'all could sit and wait another 5 or 6 years when I feel like making a record.
Right.
I wondered that, and I wondered, like, is LL and Q-Tip gonna do another record? Are they gonna do another record? Is LL gonna go another direction? You know.
And the words of Benny the Butcher, the record should have already been done.
Yeah, right. Right.
Like we in 2024, like that. You know how I get down, dog. Like I can't get it. Like I just don't. Sometimes I don't get it. Sometimes I don't get it. But maybe I get it. Maybe only at certain times you feel like rhyming, and you understand what I'm trying to say? Like I'm trying to figure that part. Like I'm trying to figure the MC part out. Because I come from a tradition of cats having like mad rhyming books.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like a whole bunch of rhyming books.
Right.
You know, I come from that. Like cats having pride. That's the best word, right? Pride in having like a bunch of rhymes and all of that. You know, there's stories of battles that somebody says, man, I would have won, but I ran out of rhymes. You know what I'm saying? Like there's stories like that. And I've seen that happen. I've seen that happen with cats like Mikey D. Like you can't out rap Mikey D. Like who does that? Like who does that? Who does that part? You know what I mean? Like you don't, like you just quit and you're like, okay, Mike, all right, good, man. We good, man. Let's go get a beer or something. Even though he's sober now. He's sober now, though. Let's go get a water or something. Actually, let's go get one of them water. Yo, you know YZ got these waters out and they popping.
Yeah.
Shout out to YZ.
Yeah, let's go get a YZ water or something. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So certain cats you can't, but that was always the thing. So I go back to that same stupid point I keep hitting on. If it's a laptop and an interface and all of that, and you could put it in a suitcase and you rich, I'm not. You rich, so somebody could carry that for you. You know what I'm saying? Where we at?
You know what though, Daddy-O? I mean, you've been saying it for a while, and I'm glad to see, the elder statesman come back. But I'm happy to see it because I think it really it's almost like these other people out here, you've been dropping albums consistently, but it lets others test the waters. Like they're like, okay, we can step back in and do our thing. And the thing about it is, I think a lot of the music that people are hearing that, is so-called hip hop or what's popular, I think that's coming to like an end. That sound, we got, all this death rap, that type of stuff of that sound. And I think it's almost like, let's start over. And the elder statesmen say, hey, it's cool to get back in the pool and everybody else has been doing their thing, keep doing it. But I think it'll be cool to see who keeps on stepping out. Yeah. What if Kane now puts out an album?
If we could stay, I've been saying this. If we could stay consistent, which I call rapid fire repeat, if we could do that, and if we can do it all at one time, then that's because I've watched Chuck do it by himself, and then he brought me on in 2016, and I started doing it with him. But I can't. I was looking around, like honestly, people can say what they want, but you know me, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Chuck and I put that battery and speech back. We did that.
Yep.
And Chuck's so good for that shit. Like I was on tour with him. I seen him do it with Mix a Lot and Luke and all that. Like Chuck real good for like, yo, man, you better than that. You could do this, da da da. I'll bring you with me. You know what I mean? He real good for that. You know what I mean? So you know, I watched that. I watched that happen. But I do think that I forgot what they call it, critical mass. I think that's what they call it. But we need some kind of swell to happen.
Yeah.
Because when we do it in these little spots, I mean, this is a good time. There's a Stet record, there's a LL record, there's a Rakim record, and there's a Lyte record. That's kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of cool. I have to judge by the atmosphere as to whether or not we need more. Atmospherically, I'm feeling we need more.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Because it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like it is penetrating. I'm getting a couple of calls here and there, you know. For Lyte, it's like, oh, this one song, da 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 da. For LL, it's like, oh, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know how to do it in particularly. I will say this, and I'll give you guys credit for this. I've said for the longest time that classic hip hop was not only held up by the artist, but it was everybody around it. It's like when you talk about self-destruction, the record, you can't not talk about Nelson George and Ann Carly. You can't do, you know what I mean? And there was always this support system, whether it was the label or a publicist or a manager or whatever, but there was always like a support system. But in particular, you also had like radio people like Mr. Magic, God bless the dead, and Lady B and Pink House and Greg out there in LA. So that is what made us what we were. It wasn't just us, but it was all of those things that contributed to being the engine driving us, or whatever you wanted to call it.
Right.
Frame we were on, or whatever. You know what I mean? And so we need all of that. Yeah. We don't need a guy that's partially this and partially that. We kind of need, we need a whole bunch of ambassadors as well as records. But I don't think we get the ambassadors unless we make a whole bunch of records. And then we make a whole bunch of records. People say, oh, they really real about it. I mean, Doc, no, we started doing this thing. It's nominal in the beginning, but then probably by third album, they like, oh shit, that for real. Like, you know what I mean? And then they start paying attention, but they wasn't, I'm not saying that Everybody But KRS is a bad record. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that by the time I'm saying From My Hood to You is a great fucking record. That's what I am.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We figured that shit out.
We did.
Yeah. We figured that shit out. And from then on, it's on and pop. Everything after that, it's on and popping. Whatever you want to say. Because we got you. You know what I mean? But that's what it takes, I think. I think it takes that. But anyway, I went way off topic.
No.
Let's go back to LL.
No, real quick. One thing that I think is part of the problem is the older generation of rappers. I think a lot of them have to realize that they don't have to make music to compete with the kids or make music for them, because those kids they don't care what they're making. They got their rappers they like. They need to make music for us. So you like the people that grew up with you, make the music for us. Why are you going after these kids that it's not for them? They got their own thing. And I think once a lot of people really settle and understand that, it's like, oh, like we ain't making stuff for kids, And
I also think too that they gotta remember back to why they started doing it in the first place. Because if it doesn't come from that place, like I really love to do this, it's not gonna. It won't be the same,
right?
Be the same.
And also, people have been in the game long enough that they have a sound, whether it's updated or elevated. and we're used to hearing you, or we liked you in that sound. It may have to be updated, but don't give me, if you want to put a trap song or whatever, but that's cool. But if that's not you,
you don't have
no,
to.
you don't.
And I learned
exactly.
that.
You don't have to.
I learned that more with Doc than anybody else, because yes, there was a couple of joints that he gave me and I just went crazy. But a lot of those joints, he made, but it was our idea together. And we just came to the conclusion that, we really don't have to do traditional boom bap. Like, the shit don't have to go boom, boom, bap, bap, bap every time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we could fuck with like when we did Play It Out, we could fuck with, like, we could do three. Yes, we could do a record with 3 different beats in it. We could do that. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, and it's still technically classic hip hop or boom bap or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But it could feel more. And I don't even want to say modern, because I've always, and Doc's, that's why we gel. I've always had the whole concept of timeless music. Like, everything, nothing else really makes sense.
Yeah.
Some shit that ain't gonna stand the test of time. I guess who there it is. I guess, you know what I mean? Like, I guess cats catch that.
Yeah.
They really do sometimes.
By the way, I like that. I like that record way more now than I did when it came out.
Yeah, I do too.
I hated that record when it came out.
Oh,
and
I totally hated it
now.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's like one of the dopest records ever for me. Never.
But some guys got that lucky.
Yeah,
but some guys got that lucky. You know what I'm saying? But some of us didn't. You know what I mean? And but I think that, I don't know, man. It's just I don't know. But I think you're right, Ultra Mag, in a thousand ways, that I think, I don't know, we especially from the guys from New York, we're used to crutches. We are really, really used to crutches. We're used to record company being there, the manager being there, and all that.
Yeah.
And nobody says that, but that's really true.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's really true. So what happens is, not to say that you have to handle it all on your own, but when you do have to handle more of the lion's share than you're used to, that could be a bit overwhelming sometimes. And the fact of being in the music business, even when we were making records, it was about being up to date. Now, granted, you might have had a few of us that was just like, we kind of don't care, but a lot of rappers was like trying to be up to date. Yeah. I remember what rap music, remember the beginning. We're taking up to date R&B songs and rapping on top of them. We wasn't really digging in the crates like that. That became a thing later on when people started grabbing stuff, and that was kind of breakbeat movement and moving more into that. Right. But in the very beginning, heartbeat is hot. Let's get on top of it. Yeah. Good times is hot. Let's get on top of it. I mean, that's what people did. Yeah. They just got on whatever was the hottest thing. So that is part of making records. Of finding out the hottest thing and kind of getting on the hottest thing or whatever. But I think, to your point, when you have legacy, then I think it turns into something different. Because you already got some skin in the game. You already have that kind of thing. And so, and let's face it, from the time that you put out your first few records and now, even the audience, even if it's that same station, like just say Kiss was out, Kiss was there. Well, it's not Kiss anymore, but I don't know. BLS was there. So BLS was there then, and BLS is there now. But the setup is not the same at any station.
Right.
So it's not the same stuff. And so when you know that is probably not gonna get played on Power. You probably not gonna get played on Hot.
Mhm.
Just kind of based on just the flow of the same reason they don't play Chubby Checker on Hot.
Yeah.
You know, no harm, no foul. Then it's just not there. And even if you're making new music, yeah, you could try to blend it. Like I noticed, right? LL's Proclivities got a lot of play.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I heard that on Hot 97. I heard it on Power 106. I heard it in the mix with DJ Sus One. He rocked that record for about, and they don't play now, nowadays they play records for about a minute and a half.
Right.
He rocked that joint about 3.5 minutes. You know what I mean? Because that record, Proclivities, out of the whole album, actually fits in today's playlist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I understand that, and I get it, and I think that's what we get caught up in. I think we get caught up into that, and then I think you gotta. I think you have to experiment.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta play around,
Yeah.
and that's why I like the Rakim record, because I feel like it's just a good play around. And the whole issue is like, yo, if you really believe, if you really didn't think I could bring it, when you hear them records like the record he did with Special in them, it's like, yes, I can destroy you if I like to.
Daddy-O, let's talk about this Rakim record real quick.
Okay.
And
let's go.
I'm going to take the lead with my two other brothers here. I think a part of the problem I had with the record was the rollout, meaning it's a Rakim production album.
Yeah. You're right.
And it wasn't given to us that way. There's a lot of problem with the rollout, and had it been that, it'd been easier digestible. And then you say, okay, later we're going to get the Rakim album with the bars. So this is his production and this is his thing. But it became with me more the label head talking about how he was so happy that there's a Rakim album we haven't heard for 15 years, and he did what Dr. Dre couldn't do. I heard more of that than what was actually coming.
Yeah, okay.
That guy is a piece of work, is what he is.
I'm hearing that. My man told me about him a while ago. This is way before my man told me. But I get what you're saying, because I have to agree. I have to agree with that. You saying that they faked us out, telling us they was giving us a Rakim album, and if they would have announced it and called it what it was, it might have been a little bit more digestible. Yeah, I get that.
But listen, they told us we're getting an LL album produced by Q-Tip. That's what we got.
That's what we got.
And we love it. It's great. Yeah. So like, okay, they delivered. This was wrapped up in whatever.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, I you're right though. I can't argue with that.
We talked about that.
Yeah, I get your point, ODAD. If you just take it as what it is, then okay, then it makes more sense.
Yeah,
But
I understand Ultramax's point, because to add on to that, thinking about it, is that audience smart enough to even look at it as a prequel?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Unless there's just somebody that just wants more. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you know what's so funny, man? Let me tell you something mad funny. So when I went to work for Universal MCA, Rakim was signed to the label.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So Hank and Bilal go up to see Rakim, and that's why I say it in one of my records. I talked about it. But Hank and Bilal go up to see Rakim. He's driving a damn tractor and shit on this land, And you know, they talking to him about his album and all this shit, right? Album never happened. But anyway.
This was after Don't Sweat the Technique?
Yes.
Okay.
So my idea for Rakim was, I said, this is what I want to do with Rakim. I want Rakim to write me 10 rhymes. And I want to select 10 selected venues. And I'm a fake in all 10 of them venues the PM Dawn shit. Somebody gonna be rapping. I don't want him to be whack. I want him to be kind of good. And I want Rakim to just run up there with a group and snatch the motherfucking mic. All planned. All planned.
Oh, that's amazing.
All planned. Listen, and those records, those 10 fucking rhymes, I want to put it out on vinyl a cappella.
Wow.
And that's how I want to service it. And I want DJs to do whatever the fuck they want to do with it. But I just want these 10 Rakim rhymes to float around. What's so fucking amazing to me is that could have been my 10 rhymes on that fucking album.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was way more pleased than I expected to be. I wouldn't even listen to it. My friends would call me, "You listen yet?" And I was like, because I like Lyte. I've heard songs. I haven't listened to the whole album yet, but I've heard good things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And from what I see, so Daddy-O's story. Lyte didn't always rhyme on time. Sometimes she would do 3 lines, and she wouldn't do that Wu-Tang thing where they do that 3-line thing and then they make that thing rhyme on it. That's how I learned how to do it, listening to Wu-Tang. So I know how to do that because I listen to them, especially Ghost and them, because they crazy with it. Like they do some crazy stuff, right? And I'm like, that's dope. Like I'm trying that. And so to see Lyte in rhythm and rhyme, you know, like in sequence, I think that's pleasurable to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's a step. It's a step, I think, in the right direction. Again, I think this thing is more about rapid fire repeat than most people notice, and they want to know. So, like stuff like LL should be on Bars 95 right now. You know, he should have been making his rounds through all of them friggin' all them little rap blogs that have people freestyle.
Yeah.
And just went and just did some smasheroozy every time. Put on the Kendrick beat and just destroy it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what we have to do. I mean, I feel like making records is like a good part of it. You know what I mean? But you gotta follow that thing up with like some sort of like performance, whether it's in your concerts, whether it's wherever. But you have to follow that thing up to let people know that you're really about it. Because other than that, you know what I mean? You could be it's that Gonna Make You Sweat thing where the real lady that sang it was Martha Wash.
Yeah.
But they use that lady.
You
know what I'm saying? You could be that. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you don't go, you know what I mean? So what y'all think about? Y'all heard the Lyte album?
Yep.
I haven't.
I started listening to it.
Flatline, you heard it?
Yep.
You listen to everything.
Don't he?
I try to. Yeah.
Yeah, you listen to everything, so all right, and then after that, we're gonna talk about the Black Medine album. But what you think? What you think about the Lyte record?
I think she sounds great. It's got a great flow to it, great production. Some of the songs are like maybe not for me per se, but
right.
sounds dope. Like I was impressed.
You know what? I was surprised that the joint that she put the acapella out that everybody remixed, is not on the record.
Yeah,
right.
Which I thought was interesting, but I kind of expected there to be an original version on the record.
Right.
But
or include the C-Doc remix at the end of the album. Come on.
That's when you're gonna make your own version of the album. See that?
Yeah, right. Hey,
right.
Hey now.
So yeah.
Hey now.
Yeah, Lyte did her thing. You know, it's impressive because all of them, LL, Rakim, Lyte, have not released albums in such a long time, and all of a sudden, boom, here they are back to back.
Right.
Well, I take credit. I take credit for all that. I do that on the blogs, man. I take credit for all that.
Yeah.
Also,
saying,
too,
man,
well, I know, because I know you have been talking to your peers about like, yo,
yeah, man,
I'm doing this. Look, come on, lest we forget, because it was early in the year,
right?
The first Stetsasonic record in 33 years.
30 years, man.
The first Stetsasonic album in 33 years.
Yeah.
And it's a good record.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a good record. It's a good record. Yo. Oh, Doc, I gotta send you Lolita, man. Oh my God.
Okay. The new version. Okay.
That shit made me sweat.
Okay. Yeah.
They did their thing, man. Mala closed that thing out, man. That thing crazy.
Yep.
Man.
Wow.
That thing crazy, man.
That's great. That's dope. I can't wait. Yep.
So my record of choice is that fucking Doechii record, man. That shit crazy.
Oh man. Okay. I had never heard of her until 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
That record is fucking insane.
Insane.
Like her.
Get this out of here, bro.
Crazy.
Yo, she's like fucking Missy Elliott on fentanyl or some bullshit. it's yo, I couldn't. I'm listening to it, right? And I'm digging the top of it. And she put it out as a mixtape. She did not put it out like this is an album. Okay.
Oh.
And I'm like, she rapping a little ass off. I get it. You know what I mean? Because I fuck with all the little young rappers and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, she doing it. You know, she playing with that little voice thing and boom, boom, boom. And then I start listening to some of the lyrics and I'm like, yo, she kind of flipping. Yeah. And then when, the more she rhymes, you be like, yeah, she into, you know what I mean? Boom. But a spoiler alert for me was Daylight put her on his post. Daylight is part of her album cover. He's holding that thing. So I'm like, if she down with Day, so of course she's dope. you know what I'm saying? Of course she dope. That's crazy. Like she out of that camp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then like when it gets a little later on in the record and she started doing this singing shit, man, that shit's crazy.
It's crazy. She's super talented. Like
super talented.
Yeah. I was blown away. I continue to listen to it. So that's again
always saying something.
Yeah.
That Doechii record crazy, man.
Yeah.
That Doechii record crazy. What you call record is okay. The Big Sean record, it wasn't too bad.
That I haven't listened to.
I gotta get caught up, man. I had a busy weekend. So
too much music out there.
I know.
There is.
Well, you went to a festival, Doc?
I went to a festival, yeah.
Tell us about that.
The return to the stage after what, 8 years?
8 years.
8 years of Public Enemy?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. They sounded great. I got the sneak peek because I got to go to the rehearsal.
Okay.
The day before. The rehearsal at the infamous Chess Studios.
Yes.
In Chicago. Wow. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I seen Gina post a picture with Chuck. I was wondering if he was in Chicago.
Yeah, yep. We were in Chicago. That was the Riot Fest in Chicago.
Oh,
so
that's
the
dope.
day before, they did another rehearsal, a couple run throughs at the minus Flav. Flav was doing an event in LA.
Right.
So yeah, but they ran through the show. Chuck, Flav, S1Ws, Johnny Juice on the turntables, T-Bone Mata on drums, Davey DMX on the bass.
Oh, good. Oh, the whole Public Enemy.
Public Enemy. What was weird? What was a little weird and a little surreal was for the concert they had two stages right next to one another, and which was ingenious so that one stage they could have a performer while the next performer's setting up. So
right.
Decreases the downtime in between players. So I went out and got to see the very end of Souls of Mischief doing 93 till Infinity.
Wow.
Which was dope.
Yeah.
But then, switch over to the stage, Cypress Hill comes on. Got to see the homie DJ Lord getting down with Cypress Hill. So it was weird seeing Lord playing with Cypress Hill, not playing with PE.
Right.
Oh, okay. But that's what he does now. Yeah. And of course, Cypress's show is so perfect.
Yeah.
Right. Like, spot on. Like those guys just have it down. And Lord, so if you guys haven't seen Cypress Hill lately, there's a part where Lord and Bobo on the drums go back and forth. And I swear to God, Lord opened up a portal to another dimension with his scratching. Because there was a point, because they're going kind of back and forth. And then I'm just sitting there watching Lord. And he's like, and it kept getting faster and faster. And he's still going. And I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna explode, man! Like portals open and aliens came through. I'm like, the shit was amazing. But Cypress played, and then the Red, Black, and Green Machine back to clean up the scene, took the stage. PE came out, and Chuck said he had a great time. I got a bunch of footage and stuff, and they did the damn thing, man. It was great. It was great to see him. The energy was there. The camaraderie was there. Shout out to Johnny Juice. I asked Juice if he'd come on the show. He's like, man, I don't want to tell my story. I'm like, come on, Juice. But Juice was the band leader and really, kept things moving and kept, conducted the thing. It was a beautiful sight. And the crowd was locked in. Wow, great. If you're around, they're playing. Was it Springfield, Massachusetts this weekend? Yep. So
I'm there.
Yep, you were there.
I'm there.
Hey, C-Doc.
Yeah, you should go, ODAD. Yeah, for real.
C-Doc, you tell Johnny Juice I want to hear some Kings of Pressure story. He need to get his ass on the show.
Oh yes, I'm saying, man, Juice.
Come on, Johnny, come on.
That was the first time I'd seen Juice in years. Like I haven't seen Juice in a long time, and it was like old times, man. It was just a lot because Juice is funny and a lot of jokes. As professional and as dope as Juice is, he's a funny motherfucker. And and you can only imagine the amount of Diddy jokes that were going around. So,
oh man, don't get Daddy on started.
No, you know what I was saying? I said to somebody the other day because I've been getting a lot of calls and all that bullshit.
I'm sure.
And I was like, yo, man. When I was telling one of my main men, I said, yo, man, I had no idea Puff was that type of creep.
Right.
Like I just know Puff to be a sucker. I don't know him to be no creep. You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga don't bust a grape. Like, yo, fuck. You're like, it's Puffy. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But I never looked at him like a creep. Like I did see him do some foul shit in front of my crib, and little nigga Keto, I had to pull a gun out and all that. But but that wasn't. It was foul, but it almost wasn't creep. It was almost some regular type of shit. Like not regular, but regular toxic fucking
Right.
narcissist shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But I never thought about this nigga being that kind of weirdo though, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That shit crazy, man. I'm like, really, nigga?
Right. What was it? 748. No, we're not gonna talk about it.
This motherfucker went on vacation. They took him in one of them caves. That motherfucker done found one of them fucking tutu books and shit. I'm gonna try this shit in this tutu book. Nigga, that was the first century they did that shit. Of course they got away with it, motherfucker. We got cops and all that shit like that. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? They out of them damn tutu books.
Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah.
Nah, but that's dope, man. I'm glad everybody was out, man. I'm glad Davey got a chance to get out too, man.
Yep. Great to see Davey. Hadn't been in the same room with Davey in a while. You know, obviously he was on the show not too long ago. But Davey's a great guy. T-Bone I hadn't seen in a while. And
I'm a
definitely go.
Yeah, Springfield's not far.
Yep, they did the damn thing.
Not far, so that'll be cool. We got this Stet joint. Hint, buy your tickets. We got the Stet joint coming up October 5th.
Go Brooklyn.
Yeah, at the Brooklyn Bowl. So we working on that. You know, if put it this way, man, if it go the way it look on paper, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because on paper, the shit crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we got some, you know, we got a couple of bangers, man. I mean, I thank God for the album, man, because when it come down to putting a show together, you know, when you got records, you got records. But if you got a new record and you got a couple of joints, you know, especially like a couple of these joints, we thought about the show when we was writing the joints. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think it's gonna be kind of cool.
Yeah, man. Yep. That
So
should be dope. That should be dope.
So we see if Greg Knight's gonna come with an album. See, he should have been out with an album already.
What was the last time Greg Knight's put out a record? The one with Pop?
This new shit, right? It's what is it, like 3 months, Flatline?
What's that?
The Greg Knight's record, like 3 months, right?
Oh, that single that he put out.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 3 months ago. Yeah.
Man, that's what I'm saying. The album should be here, Doc.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, Greg Nice, he spends too much time at Hackensack Brewing. That's where I always see him at. He'll be there this Sunday because they're having another Awesome 2 party. That's where Greg Nice is. I've seen Greg Nice more times in the last 3 years.
I love breweries. I still make records.
No. I'm just saying he's no. I ain't say he's a drunk. I'm just saying.
Oh no. And I'm not either. I'm not a drunk either. I'm not a drunk.
Yeah, I drink. Hey, we all here. ODAD, I'm with you, brother.
Oh yeah.
Greg
ODAD, you got to get to Hackensack. You got to get when the Awesome 2 parties happen in the spring.
Yeah.
Telling you, people just show up.
The Awesome 2 has a lot to do with Stetsasonic success.
Mm-hmm.
I need to make a family tree. Put Jennifer, all these motherfuckers in that family tree. All these things that helped us and shit.
Seriously.
We got a lot of people that helped us, man. We got a lot of people that helped us. We got a lot of people. What?
Wow. Okay.
Oh, you'll be in the family tree. A lot of people helped us, Jen. You know what I'm saying?
Along with the rest of the motherfuckers, right?
You're gonna have your own place on the tree, nigga. I'm gonna give you your own little flower.
I'll be right back.
You know what I mean? Shit, that's funny.
Yeah.
Nah, but a lot of people did help us, man. I don't know. That's why I say, man, with hip hop, like, I wonder. Well, rap, I guess you would say rap, but I wonder about the support of some of these young artists.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
right.
You wonder, right? Like, and I'm not trying to speak ill of the dead, but you wonder if Quan had a certain type of support.
Mm-hmm.
Because those type
Right.
of
Right.
him, Gangsta Boo, those type of things shouldn't
Mm-hmm.
like that's different.
Yeah.
I mean, even something like Vaughn probably shouldn't happen because if you're out there with that, I mean, you live by the sword, you die by the sword, right? So,
Right. Right. Yeah, that
my
was
man, my man hit me up the other day because we working on Fallen Soldiers Part 2. My man hit me up the other day and was like, "Yo, man, let me ask you a question, man. When you mention King Vaughn in the record, right? I didn't say it, but somebody else said it. So when you mention King Vaughn in the record, right, you're just giving him props because he a rapper, right? Like on some rap shit, right? So what you mean?" He said, "Cause that nigga's nowhere near a king." He said, "This nigga didn't live his life right." Like he was going on and on, like,
wow.
oh. I was like, damn.
Mm.
Some of
Yikes.
my friends, man, I was like, yeah, it's on some rap shit. Yeah, I'm just doing it on some rap shit. He said, "This nigga's not." He said, "Cause Daddy, this nigga's not a fallen soldier."
Oh man.
Jeez.
Woo.
That's how they be hitting me, man. They be hitting me hard, man. I'll be like, damn, man. I'll be backing up, man. I said, man, let me go write me another rap or some shit. Yo, I'm serious, man. They be hitting me upside the head with this shit. I'm like, damn.
Hey,
Yo,
speaking of writing another rap, how about that that new History is Watching joint?
oh yeah. Yeah, we had fun. It's fun. Those guys are fun. Black Medina is mad fun, yo.
Yeah, they're cool people.
They fun to be with. They know what they want. The crew is essential. They got a little essential crew, so you don't really. It's not a lot of scragglers and all that bullshit around them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they get the job done, man. I appreciate everything that they do, man. Plus, you know what I love about Black Medina is that hip hop fuck with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's because we see it. You know what I mean? So we like, yeah, we down. Of course I'm down. Of course I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? Because they hip hop, like, and they, you know, so we love those guys, man. And then, you know, it's funny, man, because I mean, I don't, you know, I don't do no numbers and all the metrics and stuff like that, but it do seem like a few of my followers was like kind of new to it. But I seen people putting in comments like, "I know this is gonna be hip hop," and that made me feel good. Like, this is a guy that follows me. He sees the album cover I put up, and he says, "I know this is gonna be hip hop."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's dope, man. That's dope.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, man. I mean, you know, I got this line. I gotta send you the record, Doc. I got this Spit Slam line in this new record I wrote. That shit hard as hell. I said some shit that let's give the streaming a break and take a morsel from the plate, morsel from the something of the spit slam plate. Some shit. This shit hard, though. Shit hard, yo. I've been rounding my ass off, man.
Yeah. It's good.
I'm on some bullshit right now. Cause you know what I'm saying? I be listening to these dudes, man. And some of these dudes, man, I'm like, man, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can get it. I fuck with the little nigga Corday though. Corday nice.
Look at the screen.
What?
Shout out to Yusef from Black Medina.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's man. Yusef, my brother, man. Yusef, yo, man. You know how you could tell certain people, man, how they hug you. It's true, man. No Diddy, nigga. Puff, man. Nigga Puff. How does nigga Puff get himself caught up into? Man, this little nigga had the he was a dope young little nigga, man. He heard shit. You know what I'm saying? His ears was, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, man. He had a lot of favor around him. He had a lot of help. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people around him to help him out. I'm like, man, come.
Yep.
But I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles shit. And the internet ain't the internet. What do they say? The internet is relentless. Some shit that the kids say.
Undefeated.
Undefeated.
The internet is undefeated, man.
Yep.
I'm like, man, that shit crazy. That shit they put together with the Wesley Snipes shit.
I didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
Shit where he was
With Nino Brown. With these Nino. Yeah.
Yo, like yo, and then some of these little cartoon shits these niggas be making. Yo, these things is crazy.
Yep. The internet is undefeated.
The internet is undefeated, man. But you know what I'm saying? We gotta keep on doing what we do, man.
Yeah.
You know, try to keep on, keep this thing together, man. You know.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Just
Trying to
indeed.
sign a couple of new joints, man. You know. I want to talk to Black Madonna about a couple of videos in the next record. You know. Let's keep it pushing.
Yeah.
But this little leader shit crazy, man.
Can't wait.
This is fucking crack. I think Bobby's smoking crack. There's no way Bobby coming up with these records. And I know Bobby, he only in the studio by himself. So I was like, this nigga in there with the pipe.
I'll tell you what, man, Bobby's on some shit lately, bro.
He is, man. He really is, man. He really is, bro. He really is, man. But that's a good thing, man. I mean, we need hip hop heroes. We need hip hop heroes. We can't have, we can't have too many of those. So, gotta try to shape this up.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah, October 5th, Brooklyn Bowl. Buy your tickets, fly out, drive out. We'll make sure it's comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah. Gonna be dope. Go see Stet. I'll be shooting a movie that weekend, unfortunately, but yep. Go see Stet.
Yes,
see him
sir.
while you can. Yep. Thanks for coming through, ODAD.
Hey, no time, no problem, man. Anytime. I'm
All
putting
right,
two things together. That's why I say no time. I meant to say no problem, anytime. I'm saying no time. But yeah, no doubt.
All right,
I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, Jen.
Bye.
Well, hopefully Illa G's okay. Yeah, unfortunately, he didn't come through. Yep, there it is. Social.
Yeah, well.
Hopefully he's okay.
Yep.
I wanted to ask about Suede cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask him about Jesus and better drugs.
And denim malt liquor.
Yeah.
And the angel dusted waffles.
Yeah.
And fried apple juice.
And fried apple juice.
Yeah.
Definitely
Perhaps
fried apple
another
juice.
time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, we had Daddy-O stop through, so that was very
Thank
cool.
you, ODAD.
Yep. Thank you, ODAD. And you can don't forget tomorrow, tune in here at Channel Zero. I know it's a little late, but it'll still be a good time as the Body Hat Weekly returns for a new episode. Mocha Only Dave Sai gonna be breaking down another album. I don't know if I'll say what it is. I don't think they'll care. They'll probably announce it themselves anyway. They're gonna be breaking down the Future Sounds, the whole shebang, Volume 1 from 1990.
What?
Yeah, a little deep dive there.
Yeah.
So
Isn't that Lady What's a Bro to Do? Isn't it those dudes? That's the wrong group. That's a different group. No, I'm mixing.
Yeah,
I think I'm
that's
mixing.
it. No, that's it.
That's him, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Lady, what? Yeah, I remember that. Lady, What's a Bro to Do? Yeah.
Yep. Lady, What's a Bro to Do? Yep. Executive producer Damon Dash.
David Dash, yeah.
His early days. So, yeah. So, tune in here at Channel Zero, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night. They'll be breaking down that album. And join Jennifer, Ultramag 7 and our man in Amsterdam, DJ Soulbuck, on Sunday, right here, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the mixtape. I'm doing this out of order. And Flatline, Mr. Chuck, and myself. Friday night for the Angie Don't Stop radio show.
Yep.
Hopefully it'll be on Mixcloud.
Yeah,
Might end up on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Who knows? In select markets. So yeah, there's all kinds of hip hop goodness coming up. And Sunday at the mixtape, they play the music of our upcoming guest. Who we got next week? Who's coming through?
I know who it is.
I know who it is too.
I know who it is too.
Go ahead, Ultramag.
You sure?
Yeah, absolutely.
It is none other than Godfather Don.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you know who that is.
Godfather Don, who has a new album out
Yeah.
right now that is pretty damn dope. So.
I'm still thinking about that. You heard about Carlos? He died. Oh, Rhymes out stiff. Fucking up dope. Yeah. Woo.
I can't wait to ask him about that song.
Oh, God.
And so many others.
So much stuff.
So much stuff. So yeah, join us next week as we get to talk to Godfather Don right here on It's C-Doc again. Thank you to everybody who tuned in, everybody watching on the replay, and my co-hosts. We are the Fantastic Four, and we will see you next week for another episode. Oh, please like and subscribe. And download the Bring the Noise app.
Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. We'll see you next week for another episode
Right
of
now.
It's again. Oh, wait. Jennifer, what about Yag Fu Front?
Yeah. I just European release, re-release of Action Packed Adventure, I believe October 1st on
right around the corner.
You better go get your fucking copy.
Yep.
You're going to get fucked up if you're front.
That's right.
Can't find them.
Yeah.
And yes, you're going to get fucked up if you front. There you go.
So right around the corner, our good friends, the Yag Fu Front, first reissue since its debut. So
yeah,
yep,
exactly.
Right. Wow, didn't want to forget that. So we'll try to end the show again. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. See you next week on another episode of It's C-Doc again.